Okay, so let's see if it's going to do anything. All right. I guess we're on now. I guess we're streaming.
Well, before we get into anything hefty, let's just let it go a little bit and just kind of bull crap.
Yep.
I'm going to switch my legs are falling asleep, Louie. I'm sorry.
I titled it as part 2, and then that
Oh.
first one where I guess we had issues, I'll delete that one.
Sorry, Lou. I know he was just like in the zone there. Yeah, I want to talk about some of the stuff or show it, but kind of hard whenever.
Hey guys, we apologize. So we restarted like everything, and we'll see if that helps. And if that doesn't help, then we'll just have to reschedule it for another day and try to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Word up.
So we don't know if it's YouTube or if it's us. Wiki Bobby says Cliff is working on the internet.
Yeah, it's Cliff's fault.
Yeah, we'll blame Cliff.
That little red guy.
Mike Stiles says, I'm back.
I'm back.
Sears James says 3rd time's a charm.
We'll see.
We'll see.
They really built all this old stuff.
Neil says, okay, I'm here. Hey, welcome back, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, it wouldn't reconnect. And I'm just like, well, screw it. We'll just like restart everything.
All right,
and see if that helps.
So we'll just so you labeled this part 2. So here's part 2 of tonight's discussion on Living the Scream.
Mm-hmm.
We went over some stuff in the first part, like talked about reselling. We're still talking about that a little bit. So I'll just continue with some stuff I found. We're doing it's show and tell, right?
Yeah. If you want to show some of your things.
Here's a let's see how am I cut off at all? Why is it horribly?
I didn't touch it.
But look where I am.
Okay, so move it, I guess.
This is terrible. I wonder if anyone saw anything I was holding up.
So move it over. I had it fixed earlier. Maybe it was bumped.
No, not that much. Bumped would have just moved it a little bit.
I don't know.
That's insane.
Well, now it's acting out again. We might just have to not do this today.
Okay, that's fine.
Wait. Okay, I think it's...
Did I make it worse? How did I make it worse? How am I cutting myself? You know why? It's because the way that thing is tilted. Sucks.
Oh, gosh.
I don't like this. I like this camera, but it ain't...
Welcome to the podcast where we have technical issues throughout the whole entire podcast.
I can use this time to see. That doesn't make any sense.
Welcome to the show where we have camera and tech issues throughout the whole entire show.
Over? This is not making any sense. Like, why is the... Okay, there's the camera. It keeps moving. Bobbling. How does it look? Am I still cut off? Is there still a lot of...
I don't know. Go sit down.
That's a little better, I guess. I still don't like that we're way shifted. It makes no sense.
So scoot not the whole thing over, but the camera part on top.
I can't.
It turns.
This thing?
No, the top thing. The actual camera part.
It's on a gimbal type of thing.
Yeah, so just move it.
Is that... Without seeing...
Oh, it moves on its own.
Yeah.
It's moving on its own for some reason.
I guess that's a little better. I'm not so cut off. All right.
Okay.
Jeez Louise.
I'm sorry, guys. This is so indie.
Now, is the thing connection cutting out?
So far, no.
All right.
So far, no.
Okay. 3rd time's a charm for this thing. So here's a Halloween costume that I picked up. It's Kooky Spooks. I remember these. I never had one, but it's still wrapped, never opened. It comes with makeup and this inflatable thing you put on your head, and I guess like some sort of like cape and apron. But they were selling these at this estate sale. This and some other like regular box Ben Cooper mask and costume stuff.
That's cool.
They wanted $30 for the costumes, but they would wheel and deal. If you bought a bunch of stuff, they gave you a better discount. So that's pretty cool. This could be, $30 at the lowest and maybe $75 at the highest. So that's pretty cool. And I think
it's cool that it's sealed.
Yeah, I spent $75 the first time I went, and so hopefully this will pay for the. I spent $70 and then $40 the day after, or the next day. So I spent $110.
I think there's something to be made there.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to.
Yeah.
Well, that and other stuff I'm not showing, like I got, which is good stuff if you have the time and patience to put it out. Or they had there were a lot of toys there. Mm-hmm. And they had some Transformer stuff. I think that sold really quick. But what's good, too, are bags of pieces, parts, like accessories from the Transformer toys, G.I. Joe, things like that.
All the little pieces and parts that go missing.
Yeah, missing.
And then people are looking for those parts.
Yeah, accessories, things like that. And I bought a few bags of those, and I already looked up some of those things, and they're good. I mean, just the guns for some of the Transformers that were not put together with those toys.
The accessories.
If they even existed there. But anyway, so I bought a few bags of those. I think a couple toys from there are going to get my money back. This was at that house. There was nothing in it, but it was just kind of cool. It's from the early 90s. It's a Marvel comic from 89, I think, actually.
Yeah, I thought it said 1989 underneath.
Yeah, 89.
So it's just a box to store your comic books in.
You looked it up, and they go for $20 on eBay. But
it's really cute.
I might just use it for my comics. I just think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's like a nice display piece.
These are good, too. I mean, I've sold these before.
So what are those?
These are trumpet mutes, when you...
Oh, I didn't know because I saw those on the shelf in the one room.
Yeah, Heidi had a sale where
at that house, and I didn't realize what they were. I thought it was like a toy spaceship or something.
No, they're trumpet mutes.
Or part of a play set.
They're like stone lined, and they look like they're in pretty decent shape. They had them labeled at $5 and $7, but it was a part of the group of stuff. I think I got these both for $5. So I think these are together. I might be able to sell them for $50.
Oh, okay.
As a pair. Yeah, so those are pretty good.
Cool.
And I have sold those in the past, so they do sell. Thank you very much. At that estate sale, found some more fun stuff. Really old books from the 40s. Peter Rabbit. Tucking Tales. And I just like the artwork on some of these. They're pretty neat.
It's really cute.
Yeah. And I found a couple of Transformers portfolios.
Robots in disguise.
I don't know why someone didn't grab these. They're from *84. One's in really good condition. This one here, and this one's got a little.
Would they fit into your Trapper Keeper?
Yes, they would.
Nice.
Yeah, and this one's in the worst condition. But I just might, and it has a sticker on it. Someone put a flower sticker on it to remove that.
Maybe just sell them together.
I would sell the pair.
Yeah.
They're the same, but those are pretty neat, Mm-hmm. People like anything Transformers. I also got this Felix the Cat record.
Aw, Felix the Cat.
Isn't that fun? And it's not too badly beat up, so we'll listen to it.
That's cute.
Maybe even see if we can put it on YouTube. Who knows?
Yeah.
And this I saw the first day I went, and I didn't buy it. But I didn't know if it was someone's. It wasn't for sale. But I took it downstairs. It's a scrapbook. I have not looked through it yet.
Oh.
But it's just crazy fat scrapbook.
It's full of someone's scraps.
They fill it's a scrapbook, But they fill the crap out of it. I mean, it's like overflowing with who knows what's in here. And that's how you find interesting stuff.
That's how you found your Ghoulardi autograph.
That Ghoulardi autograph was in a scrapbook.
Right.
Not that I think that'll be in here, but I did see some baseball stuff, so who knows?
You never know.
I might even have to open this up a little bit tonight. I love looking at stuff like this. This is a lot of fun. So, and that was relative. I think they charged me $5 for that, so. Anyway, and this is for the show and tell for Mummy and Monkey stuff. So, all right.
So, yeah, we're...
I think that's it for me for show and tell.
So we'll probably wrap up the reselling part of things.
How do you want to conclude that?
I guess we'll just conclude it.
All right.
So this podcast now will be like split up in chunks, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we're shifting gears, and we're going to talk about the mummy behind.
No, but I mean for the YouTube videos, there's going to be several.
Oh.
I guess part 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I have to rename them.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But, that's okay.
Oh well, people will figure it out.
Yeah. So, Mummy and the Monkey business.
So the Mummy and the Monkey business, we wrapped up episode 221 last Friday.
Wow.
Where we hosted the Clay Zombies Christmas special.
Yes.
And a TV special called A String of Blue Beads.
From the 1950s.
From 1953.
Wow.
And you put sound effects in it.
I did. I did my best to make it something that we would show on our show because it was a melodrama.
Show on our show.
Yeah.
To show on our program.
We would actually feature on our program.
Yeah.
And I try to, I put some sound effects in and some goofy drop-ins, but because it was a melodrama, it wasn't anything to do with horror or suspense or science fiction, so.
Wiki Bobby says, did you two win anything on the lottery tickets? So we scratched off 2 of them and no. So far, no.
We're saving them.
Some of the other ones we're saving.
Yeah, we want to scratch them off later, but we'll check them.
We'll check them later on.
We're thinking Christmas could be fun to scratch them off just for the Christmas luck. We'll see.
Maybe.
And anyway, so yes, whatever we were talking about.
So the Mummy and the Monkey. We are going to host a show this Friday. the 22nd before Christmas, and
another different show.
Another show that's a little bit different. We're not going to have like a full-length movie. We have a lot of found stuff that we have.
Explain that. What do you mean?
So found media, like found film, found VHS, like stuff that you find that's maybe taped off the TV or home movies.
Yes, because at these estate sales and flea markets and what have you, we do pick up that stuff as well. Anything that looks like a videotape that might have been someone's home movies or stuff they taped off of television, like commercials. Older commercials are in vogue now. People like to watch those. They hated them in the beginning, when they were originally on, but now they want to see them because it's nostalgic.
So you found some Christmas commercials on VHS tape.
Tons from the mid to late 80s.
And I have found a lot of family, like, home movies.
Yeah, on the
not our
reels.
Families, but someone else's families.
Yeah. On the reels that look like this, but not this big.
Not that big. No, of 8mm film where it's they've got their Christmas tree set up and you see the kids opening presents and it's cute and it's from some of them are from the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. So I put a little collection of those together. What, Louie? He's scratching at my butt.
And you found a celebrity on one of them.
I did.
An appearance they made in Cleveland, Ohio.
And I'm not sure. I think we'll present that as a separate video eventually. I'm gonna. Louie.
Lou.
He keeps scratching me.
Here.
And he needs to stop.
He just wants attention. Or picked up.
He's like, I don't care if you're doing a show.
Come on, Bubba.
I already gave him treats.
Bubba,
I think he just
Lou.
wants attention.
He does.
There's a Louie cat bothering us.
How you doing, buddy? I can't grab him. I would pick him up.
He wouldn't let me pick him up. He ran under the chair.
Come here, buddy. I don't know what he wants done.
He likes.
Come here, sucker.
So if it's not technical issues, it's a Louie.
Oh. Yeah, he's doing that thing where he won't let me get him.
Yeah.
All right. Uh-oh.
Or it's technical issues again.
Oh, no, it's not. Is it? Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Or that.
Oh, God.
Or that. Okay, I went back. I don't know.
So let's make this quick, I guess.
We'll make it quick and wrap it up. So yeah, there's a lot of film that I'm looking through, and you found some stuff on VHS, and we're going to share a lot of that. And I think it'll be fun to share with you guys, and it'll be a kind of a little look into history, a little nostalgia.
And one of the coolest things you found, besides that movie star, it looks like some kids in the 70s trying to make a horror movie.
Oh yeah, we could play that this Friday.
Yeah, so
you could add sound effects to that.
I would love to dink with that and see what I can do with it. It's only like 2 or 3 minutes long, right, or something like that.
It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it could still be fun.
They made a quick little. They were trying to make a scary movie. It's like teenagers from the 1970s, and they're in a graveyard trying. It looks like they're trying to make a little story.
Looks like Night of the Living Dead almost.
Yeah,
It's in color. It's really cool.
It's really cool.
Blood on the. Then someone.
They're in like a 70s station wagon.
Yeah, it's really neat. It's just, it's just a very fun find.
It's. I was just really happy to find that. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Which is the allure of anything like this found footage that is out there that we like to try to go through. A lot of stuff's just weddings. It's really not that exciting. The vintage stuff's fun because it's just old looking. And
Louie's back at it again.
Come on, Lou. What do you want?
I don't know, but he needs to keep his claws to himself.
Out of your butt. And something that I think will bring it more to what we do as horror host is that I've been sitting on this stuff. Look how bad this is, though. This is one I'd like to get together, but look how horrible.
Ooh, it's covered in mold.
Yeah. Somebody...
Is he scratching at you too?
Yeah, he's got me.
Louie.
But here's... Okay, so...
Come here, buddy. Come on.
A couple years ago, we were invited to come do some picking at the studio. The Ghoul. Don't do that. You're gonna. Yeah. You might give everybody a butt shot. I don't know.
There really is a cat who is scratching my butt. And his name is Louie.
Dug him out of your butt there. But we were invited to the Ghoul, who was Ron Swede, who was the predecessor of or the successor, I should say, not the predecessor, the successor of Ernie Anderson. The Ghoulardi. He helped on the Ghoulardi show as a kid, and when Ghoulardi went off the air, Ron wanted to do the Ghoulardi character, but Ernie Anderson, who portrayed the Ghoulardi, said, "Well, I own the character. The station owns the name. So if you're going to be on some different station, do your own thing. Call yourself the Ghoul." And so he pretty much wore the fright wig and the lab coat and the goatee, the fake facial hair, and came up with his own rendition of the Ghoulardi character and called it the Ghoul. And he was on Cleveland TV and in Detroit television for lots of years, long time. Unfortunately, Ron passed away several years ago, but his studio was, when he was back in Cleveland in the late 90s, was still around, but it had been 20 years since anybody ever was in that place or went through it. So Janet and I and some other people who are in the biz were invited to go down there and pick out stuff. And some of the stuff I grabbed were videotapes, VHS tapes that were unfortunately kind of moldy, but I have a way to deal with that and transfer stuff onto DVD. But here's one labeled the Mini Ghoul.
So there's some VHS gold right there.
Episode 1. I don't know what that is. You can see the mold on there too. See that on the
so you have to clean it.
Yeah, I'll have to clean it the best I can. Sometimes if you just rewind them, the mold flies off there.
Ew.
So I have a machine that I can do that with that's just for moldy tapes, and then a VHS player just for moldy tapes.
And you have to go through and clean it.
No, you don't. You just let it go and throw out the VCR for a while.
Now he's purring.
Yeah, he wanted attention.
He was playing hard to get, though. He wouldn't let me pick him up.
I grabbed a bunch of them. I've got multiple things. This one says The Best of the Ghoul Volume 1. And I think this is just like a demo, or I don't know if it's just like a master tape or something that was put together for his show. I did find some fun footage, which I can maybe show too, of the Ghoul and Denise Dufala, who was a local anchor woman.
Yeah, she was on Channel 19, right?
Who he would, that was his foil, because Ernie Anderson, Goulardi used to pick on Dorothy Fulltime, who was a big reporter in Cleveland, news reporter.
She was, yeah. She was like a very prominent news reporter.
She was super square, but she understood what he was doing and was fine with it.
Yeah.
There was actual no bad blood or anything, animosity between the two. He just liked
to pick on her.
It was just funny because she was square and he was this hipster type of,
Yeah, they were just poking fun.
Hippie type of guy. So
yeah, just playing around.
Same thing with Denise Dufala.
Joking around or whatever.
Monkeys at Jacobs Field, 5/26/2001. Maybe the Monkeys must have came to... They must have performed. I don't know. It's a very small little bit of tape.
Maybe they just recorded like a little bit.
Maybe there's like some footage there. The Ghoul at the Detroit Comic Book Convention, 2003. Edit elements, edit repeated. Wow.
Huh.
So there's weird stuff.
So from 20 years ago, there's some footage of the Ghoul at a Comic-Con in Detroit.
Yeah, in Detroit. So there's some fun stuff here, and I think I have several more things laying around.
So I think it'll be fun if you could salvage some of those tapes.
Some of that I'd like to show.
Yeah.
Dorothy Fulltime, Born to Be Wild. I have no idea what this is. I don't know if they made fun of her on a motorcycle.
Maybe it's a fan-made thing.
Maybe. But yeah, it just says Dorothy Fulltime, Born to Be Wild.
Wow. All right.
He would bring her up every now and then. The Nautica benefit concert, it says. They must have taped some stuff there.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, and I have no idea what's on this tape. It's not labeled, which is interesting.
Or maybe they wrote on it and it wore off. It looks like there's writing, but it looks like it wore off.
It's real. This is some dates on there, but
there's something on there, but it looks all faded.
And this was not moldy, so I can. Cool. So I might start with this one to see if there's a Ghoul. It could be a different tape too. I don't know if that's from the Ghoul studio, but anyway.
And that was all from when the Ghoul was on like not WBNX.
Yeah, WBNX Channel 55.
Oh yeah, it was WBNX. Yeah. I got it confused with the radio station.
Oh.
WNCX.
Yeah.
They sound very similar.
Yeah. But so we'll probably show some of that this week too. So it'll be a fun little mix of just bizarre video. And like I said, to me, it's a throwback to how we started.
Yeah.
As the Mummy and the Monkey. Janet and I, before we did the Mummy and the Monkey show or the Harry Scary Hangout live streaming show, we put together something for YouTube. Oh God, that was in 2013, I think.
2013.
10 years ago.
No, early 2014.
So almost, like 10 years ago.
Almost 10 years ago.
We had something called The Mummy and the Monkey's Munchy Crunchy Video Bits, where we showed cartoons and some found footage stuff that I still have. We were showing found footage back then.
Yeah,
like
Skate Boy.
I found this beautiful tape.
Should we bring back Skate Boy?
I have it for sure. It's awesome tape I found of a kid in his basement. And he is fabulous. He has got he's got bed sheets on the wall, and he's got Halloween decorations taped to it. And in the background, he's playing a Nancy Kerrigan.
He's pretending he's an ice skater.
He's playing,
and he's doing poses.
I guess they did a Halloween special.
It's really funny. He's like skating around his basement.
I guess there was a Nancy Kerrigan Halloween ice skating special on back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So this kid had it on tape, obviously, and he's playing it back in the background, the audio.
Oh.
And he comes out on, instead of ice skates, he has roller skates on.
Yes, he's pretending
and
he's skating.
And this like costume, and he's like, woo! wee, and he's like really having fun. He's doing the pirouettes, and it's like amazing. And
That's awesome.
He was making his own little show, and there's other stuff too at the end of the tape, but like where you could tell he was just videotaping himself and doing his own
just
little
dancing
show.
around or whatever. Yeah,
it's really fun.
It's silly.
It's one of the funnier things I've ever found. Interesting things, I should say. That wasn't just a wedding or or something like that. Now we did watch some stuff the other night that was a little bit weird. I haven't found any of the the
we
homemade
can't
stuff.
Share.
No, you don't want to see it anyway. It's not that.
There's some stuff we find, but we can't share it.
And some of these people are like,
because it's kind of like,
you don't want to see that. And
that's not appropriate.
No, but I haven't found any of the wild stuff yet. I got close one time, but it was a guy getting into a hot tub. They were taping. It was their.
And they stopped the tape.
Well, no, the guy gets in there, and almost trips over himself. Let's all say, and he gets into a hot tub. But I'm like, well, where's the girl? She's not in the video. But that's it. They were just being silly and filming their honeymoon.
Oh, geez.
Because it was labeled honeymoon. I'm like, oh, honeymoon hotel. I'm like, all right, finally gold. It's just a guy getting into the hot tub.
Neil House says Harry's scary.
Nude, but. Anyway, but yeah, I've read stuff on some. I belong to some VHS collector, groups on Facebook.
Different groups online.
And people claim, and they go, look, half the tapes I ever find like that, these people shouldn't be making this stuff. You just don't want to see it. It's the people you never want to see making tapes like that. But I haven't found anything like that yet, so.
No. The closest I found was a 1970s film reel. It was 8mm. And it's people doing things.
Yeah, but it's not a home movie.
I don't know if it's a home movie or if it's like some low-budget studio that just filmed it.
It's a stag film.
Well, it wasn't labeled.
That's okay.
Like, nothing was labeled on it,
Sometimes
and they just looked like regular people.
Well, a lot of 70s porn was like that.
That's true, and it was before the razor was invented.
Yeah, it was all hairy scary.
Yeah.
Everything. Faces.
So that's the only one I found like that, so far from like our stack of films
but we
that I'm going
have
through.
some of those actual stag type films though, so it's not a surprise. Anyways, so a lot of gold out there. We just want to do something a little different, and I think on our New Year's show we have a really good movie planned if all goes well. So. Yeah,
and then after New Year's, we're thinking of taking a couple weeks off in January.
Yes.
So we can film some new show segments and some other video projects that we've been really wanting to work on.
There's something coming up that we haven't talked about yet because we haven't signed anything, but there's...
We're talking with another YouTube channel where we might be making some content for them.
Yeah, put it that way.
So we'll still make content for our own channel.
Sure.
But we might be partnering with another YouTuber.
Yeah, to bring you something completely different, sort of, movie-wise. But,
so we're that's still in the process, so we can't see anything yet because nothing's been finalized yet.
Yeah, we need to follow up with that dude.
Yeah, we have to follow up with some things, and we need to set aside time to film things if we decide to go along with this project.
Yep. So a lot going on, I guess. I'm sorry, a lot going on here. But hey, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's definitely
it's good stuff. We're just working on things and.
And I will have a really cool thing to show.
Oh, Kevin's asking, where did James get the monkey mask? It's really cool.
Oh,
from an indie studio that makes them.
Yeah, there's. I just looked up online. I was looking because I do have my original mask was a plastic, just the face part, and it had a separate jaw that was held together by someone that used twisties or something, or just string.
Yeah.
And it's hard plastic, like a blow mold, and very smooth. And it was just kind of a weird mask I found years and years ago at a thrift store. But I thought it would make a funny schlocky character. That's how I came up with Grim Gory. I saw the mask at a thrift store. I went, that's my character. So
there you go.
I picked it up and I modified it. I took a beard, a black beard, and I flipped it upside down, and that was my shock of hair for the plastic mask because it didn't have any hair on it. I put glasses on it. And that's like the one thing I carried over to the new version. But all I did was when I was going to do stuff with your Daughter of the Ghoul stuff, back in the day. I wanted to start getting back into horror host stuff because I did 2 Grim Gory episodes when I lived in Rhode Island. I did for a local cable
access or public access.
I made 2 episodes of a Grim Gory show. in early 2000s, and they showed them, but again, it was just local, cable access, Rhode Island, and I have them still. I mean, I put them together myself, but I used this old mask I had, and it was kind of, again, schlocky and goofy, and it was what it was. But if I was thinking about doing something more with the character, so I just went online and I just searched, movable monkey mask, or jaw, to see if anything like that existed. And there was a studio that is called Zagoni Studios. They make that mask. They make a ton of masks.
Yeah, so they make all different masks, and you were able to get yours there, and then you change out the hair.
I modified it. I took because it comes with like long hair, like chimpanzee hair. So I ripped the hair off of that, and then I've sourced an Elvis wig because I wanted him to be a rockabilly,
kind of rockabilly punky, a little
punk rockabilly, influenced by the Cinema Wastelanders, with the convention we go to.
Yeah,
a lot of people dress like that with the vest, with the cutoff jean vest with
the
cutoff
spikes
arms,
and the buttons,
buttons,
the patches,
black leather jacket underneath. Yeah. So I developed the character,
your battle jacket or your battle vest,
battle jacket, battle vest, and I developed the character on that, and not on the book The Humans, which someone later said, "Hey, are you supposed to be one of the characters from The Humans?" I'm like, I love comic books, but I don't read a lot of newer stuff, and I was unaware of this comic book by an independent company called.
So it was just
The Humans,
a coincidence.
Yeah, it's not a hard, I'm sure someone else has drawn a gorilla or a monkey with a leather jacket before. It's nothing new.
Well, and Kevin's asking. It's holding up well, a lot of mileage out of it. Well, it's not the same mask.
It's not the same. This is like my fourth or fifth mask.
Probably the fourth mask?
Yeah, I've learned a lot of lessons with these masks, let's put it that way. One time I got real sick from, I think there was black mold in that mask. I know there was. But
so if anyone out there does cosplay and wears masks, make sure the masks are cleaned out and they are... like you could run a fan through them to make sure they dry, because your saliva and stuff gets in there, and it can grow mold.
So here's the
and it can get really icky over time.
Here's Grim. Yes, Grim is not a real thing. He's real to you, but there's popcorn in his mouth. So this mask here is it's on a sock, right? It's this latex is glued to like a head sock. So, and when I get it, I cut the mouth out so I can eat and drink and be merry. Because it's usually
like cloth in there,
and you're like, "Hey, everybody, how's it going?" It's even more muffled, so at least I get to project. And the jaw is hingeable. I don't. It's not. I'm not trying to fool people into thinking I'm a real monkey.
Yeah, so people know it's a guy in a mask.
I like that. I think it's kind of schlocky still, even with all the
cheesy.
detail.
It's supposed to be cheesy
and cheesy.
Yeah.
But one of the modifications too I do with it, there's a sponge underneath this jaw part. Because it's hollow, and I guess to give it support and for your jaw to be able to hit the mask and make it move. Yeah. They put a piece of foam in there, which isn't bad if you want to wear this thing once in a while. But if you're wearing it 8 hours a day at a convention or like sweating in it all the time, that thing can get moisture in it. And one time I got black mold in there.
He got really sick, and we were trying to figure out what was making him sick. And after a while, I'm like, well, you found the mold in the mask, and then that's when we were like, yeah, it was probably the mold making you sick. And
I never had it properly diagnosed. My doctor had no idea what was going on, and it was an afterthought.
Yeah, and it was before we noticed that there was mold in the mask.
Yeah, and it just dawned on me. I'm like, let me go check that. I don't know what made me think of it, but then when I flipped it up and I saw that cushion and it had the black spot, I'm like, oh Jesus. So, but here's another, and so what I do now is I wipe it out, the inside of because there's latex in it. I didn't even know these existed. I'm like, I need something like a head form that's not solid. And they do make wire head forms, for wigs and stuff. So I put it when I'm done with the show, I just put this thing in here, and I have a fan. This is really behind the scenes stuff. I have a fan like this here, and I tilt it up, and I put it on there, and I'll stand there all night usually just to make sure this sucker is aired out good.
Yep.
So that's that's a little secret. It
yeah,
took me a
so
while
if you
to
wear
figure all that
masks
out.
for a convention, for like a character you're dressing up as, make sure it gets cleaned, it gets well ventilated, get all your spit and stuff out of there.
Yeah, because it does get very hot in there, and but I'm used to it. That doesn't bother me. But after I take it off, it's obviously all the humidity and condensation is in there every little. Mm-hmm. I used to wash those masks by hand in the sink and then air dry them, but I think that messes them up.
Yeah, you have to be careful because of the water and everything.
And the hair I can take off.
And because of that little sponge that was in there.
I ripped that right out. And what I'm going to do is when I talk to the people that make it, there's Zagone, Zagone is the name of the studio, and they make tons of masks and different kinds. I asked if ran into them at the Mask Fest this past year.
Yep.
At convention, and I asked them if I could order the mask with no hair, and I'm going to ask if that sponge could not be put in there too, because that even when you rip it out, sometimes pieces of it stay on there because it's glued on really good.
Yeah.
Or that glue just doesn't.
Yeah, they could probably do it custom.
Sure, why not? That's just one.
There's
less
a lot
step.
of studios that will make masks and will do like custom things.
So I might order like a few, like 2 of them or something, just
to
have them.
Just
to have them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get a hold of them soon and see if I can get that done. But yeah, and I noticed the hair is different. They say the hair when they get it, it's how because he's more gray.
Yeah, there's more white strands of hair in that one than before. So when you started wearing it, you know, some people noticed that the hair looks different.
They noticed and I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, we didn't even think about it.
They're just
like
you're more gray. I'm like, I didn't even notice.
People notice all those little.
Well, they stare at us for 2 hours.
They notice all those little differences. You guys are very observant.
I like that, though. Keeps us honest. But yeah, so fun coming up here. The mini ghoul. What is that, you know?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
Can't wait.
We're going to find out.
Of course, it's the worst moldy tape. But
we're going to probably wrap things up.
Yes.
John Spartan says it's great. You should do a follow-up video on the masks you get.
I might. I mean,
that would be a good behind-the-scenes video for the channel members.
There is so much we could do for that.
Yeah, because John's a channel member, Neil's a channel member. You guys with the stars are all channel members.
I want to do that.
We should do more stuff like that.
You did it. You already had. Well, you already have the behind-the-scenes Jantic getting made up, unless you want to redo that.
I'd like to update that one day.
That I think it would be interesting for people.
Because when I did that, it was like 6 years ago.
I want to tape the process of putting a show together too, like at the computer.
Yeah.
I'll show people exactly how I do this stuff, and that I think that could be interesting because every time I'm doing, I'm like, this might be interesting to some of the fans. They might want to see the process of how what we do because it's just you and I that do this show.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means it's good or bad, but it's just us. So.
Well, sometimes we'll have, like, if we make a skit, sometimes we'll phone a friend and they'll be in the skit and make an appearance. We've had friends loan us props before, or maybe
what's that have to do with anything?
Well, behind the scenes when we're working on things. So
it's mostly you and me.
It's mostly you and me, but every now and sometimes we do get a little bit of.
We
get by with a little help from our friends.
Yeah, that's just more behind the scenes. But it's still it's not a company that's behind us. It's not. We don't work for a production company.
Yeah, and Zagone Studios does not sponsor us in any way. We just like their masks, and we did meet with some of them at a Mask Fest this year. Yeah,
they were there and we talked, and they were happy to see it. And on their website, they do talk about stuff. I wonder if I'm on there because I know that they've posted.
You took a picture with them with some of the guys.
We did?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, geez. Okay, I have to go check.
Yeah,
to see
they
if
might
I'm
have
on
a
there.
picture somewhere on their social media.
They do have a thing where they show where their masks pop up, and there's even a band out there that they all wear that same exact monkey mask.
And it's probably from them.
Yeah, it is. They have it on their website.
Oh, they put it on their site.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
And it's just the band. They don't do anything different to the masks. They just have long hair and they just wear the masks.
Yeah.
And the reason why I wear the sunglasses is because originally I did have because that first mask I had, the plastic one, it'd just be my eyes and it looks stupid. And plus I don't have to put the black makeup on so you don't see the...
Neil says that's got to be hot.
It is, but I acclimate to it. It doesn't... I've gotten so used to it, it doesn't bother me. And I'm ready for that too. I have a fan now.
To take with you.
That I blow right into the mouth, during breaks. I'm sitting there watching the movie with everybody.
To cool off a little bit.
You see, and I'm like, sometimes I put it so it just stays here and like, and it works good. I found this at a thrift store for $4, and it still has the original batteries in it that I bought it. It still works.
That's good.
Yeah. So there are ways around being hot, and it's a minor inconvenience for the happiness it brings people. So I don't care, and it's really not. I wouldn't even say it's an inconvenience. It's just part of the gig, as it were, and it doesn't bother me. I like doing it. We've done many events live and for hours dressed up in character, and I love doing it, and it doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. But I do get that's the most question I get asked.
Everyone says that.
You
and
must
then,
be hot in there.
when I used to wear the contact lens, everyone would be
yeah.
like, "Oh, your eyes are freaking me out," because I used to wear the white contact lens in my left eye. I did that for almost 10 years. But this year, I was having issues with it bothering my eye.
Yeah.
I even saw the eye doctor and everything, even got special lenses ordered. And it was still bothering my eyeball. I think it was rubbing up against the inside of my eyelid too much. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm giving that up. I don't, that's okay.
Yeah. We should even we plan a little powwow where we maybe develop a skit from start to finish and film the whole thing.
We
most
could.
of it. The writing process, the massive rewrites that we do. But the ideation and then how we gather the
your
props.
Storyboarding,
even
how
the
we
storyboarding.
make the props.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we'll have to make props. Get out the hot glue gun and the tape. And I'm thinking sometimes I'm making this stuff, or I'm like, people should see this. Even me rigging up one of my masks.
Yeah.
You thought that would be cool to film that.
Oh yeah, I want to film all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we want to do more of that
this year. I think we're going to get more behind the scenes
for the new year and all that.
Yeah. So expect some of that. More of that coming from us.
Sirius James has always wondered if the contact lens hurt. For the longest time, they didn't. I wore them for a long time and it was okay. They were just cosmetic lenses. I would just wear the one. Sometimes, like, if we were at a convention and I was wearing it for like 10 hours that day, I would take the eyeball out and, because your eyes would like feel dry and kind of tired after a while. But this year is when it started acting up, like where it was like really bugging me. And I just can't do it anymore. So, oh well.
Any more questions before we wrap it up?
You should have a transition skit where Janet Takei took an eye out from someone else. Well, in one special we did, she had a laser eye.
Oh,
like
yeah.
her one eye could shoot lasers. So maybe her eye can change colors too, and she just wanted
It's the eye of Horus. It could do whatever.
Yeah,
it's
it's
got
magical. It could do whatever. So
it comes and goes.
Like what Bob Ross said, it's your world,
I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. He didn't say that.
It's your world. Just make it whatever you want. I heard that you shouldn't buy off-shelf contact lenses.
You shouldn't.
You should see your eye doctor.
And you did, and that's what your last pair was, and those were still uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it was still uncomfortable after seeing the eye doctor. But luckily, I got my eyes checked, and my eyes were okay. Mm-hmm. So
you didn't have strep eye?
And now I'm going to go back every year to just make sure my eyeballs are okay. But yeah, it was okay. I got lenses ordered from them, and it was still bothering my eye. So I just decided not to do it anymore. Like, I didn't want to deal with it.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. Sorry about the tech issues. We do apologize.
It happens.
It does happen. Just remember, if you like watching these videos, even if it's segmented with the tech issues, please give it a thumbs up.
Yo.
Please subscribe to the channel and click the little bell for notifications. That way you get updates whenever we do stuff like this.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next time right here on
Living the Scream. Eek.
Night.
Bye. Good
Laters.
night. Good night, good fright.
Boop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop, boop-boop-de-doop-boop.